FIFA collects more from 1 month of football than most national economies see in outside investment all year. And almost none of that money is the prize money you'd guess. Here's where the World Cup's billions actually go. Quick note, this is education, not financial advice. Full disclaimer in the description. FIFA is not a national team. It is a governing body with a commercial engine. The World Cup is its flagship product. Broadcasting rights, sponsorships, ticketing, hospitality, and licensing stacked on a month the planet watches. This episode maps FIFA multi-billion-dollar cycle, where money enters, where it exits, and how that differs from what host cities earn and spend. Start with the cycle frame. FIFA talks in multi-year commercial cycles. Press coverage of the 2023 to 2026 cycle cites a revenue target around $13 billion, with a large share attributed to the 2026 World Cup. Do not mix cycle revenue with single-year cash. Revenue pillars. Media rights remain a core pillar, selling matches to broadcasters and streamers across territories. Marketing and sponsorship sell association with the tournament to global brands. Ticketing and hospitality sell access and premium experiences. Licensing sells official products. Secondary articles that round aggressively should be labeled as secondary. Costs and reinvestment. Staging a 104-match tournament is expensive. Operations, staff, technology, prize money, and development programs. FIFA points to when asked where money goes. Host cities still carry security, transport, and local ops, a different ledger. Confusing FIFA surplus with a city's net benefit is the most common explainer error. 3 separate ledgers explain where the money actually goes: FIFA inflows, FIFA outflows, and the host city's public ledger. Keep those 3 straight, and you'll understand this tournament's finances better than most of the coverage around it. Governance and incentives. FIFA expands the tournament to 48 teams. That grows matches, inventory for sponsors, and inclusion narratives for confederations. Critics argue sporting quality and player load. FIFA argues global development. Curiosity verse states both without becoming a fan war. The money lens asks, how does expansion change the commercial surface area? Compare to leagues. Domestic leagues sell weekly attention. FIFA sells a scarcity peak. Scarcity supports premium rights. That is why the Cup anchors the cycle, even as club competitions grow. Here is what this means for your money. You fund FIFA indirectly when you subscribe to a carrier that paid for rights, buy a sponsor's product that allocated Cup budget, or purchase tickets and hospitality. You fund host costs indirectly through taxes that pay for security and transport. Seeing both pipes prevents the myth that the tournament is free entertainment floating above economics. Honesty. Megasport finances are politicized. Flag when a number is a projection versus audited actuals. Infantino speeches at WEF cite impact studies. Those are not the same as FIFA-owned P&L. Keep the two apart in your head. Walk a dollar. An advertiser pays a broadcaster for a Cup ad slot. The broadcaster paid FIFA for rights. FIFA pays tournament costs and allocates development funds per its rules. A fan subscription fee sits somewhere in that chain. Meanwhile, a city pays overtime police from tax revenue while collecting hotel taxes from visitors. 2 balance sheets, 1 festival. Price discrimination can raise revenue and raise fairness fights. That tension is classic economics wearing cleats. Sponsorship categories matter. FIFA partners get global rights. Host city sponsors face limits when categories conflict. Local businesses discover they cannot always market the way they hoped. That is contract architecture, not conspiracy. Historical arc. Each Cup cycle tends to set a new commercial high-water mark in nominal dollars. Roughly $4 billion in the 2007 to 2010 cycle grew to around $7 billion by 2019 to 2022, and FIFA-owned target for this cycle sits near $13 billion. Inflation and expansion both contribute, but the direction is unmistakably up. The real edge here is the ledger split not the trophy shot. 3 columns, 1 tournament. Curiosity verse. Money and the systems behind it explained honestly, not financial advice. Expansion carries a labor and geography bill that the revenue pillars above don't show. 48 teams and 104 matches mean more player minutes across a shorter recovery window, and that load lands on clubs and federations, not on FIFA-owned balance sheet. Prize money shapes federation incentives. Larger purses can fund development pipelines or sit in opaque federation budgets, depending on governance. Federation-level spending is a separate investigation from FIFA-owned published tables. Club versus country tension has a labor and insurance dimension. Clubs pay wages year-round, while FIFA tournament extracts peak attention for a few weeks. Players are labor in a global market, not only icons. Calendar density after expansion changes player load and club release schedules, which loops back into insurance costs and release window politics. Money and sporting integrity arguments share one spreadsheet, even when fan discourse treats them as separate religions. Worker rights finance belongs in the same ledger. Stadium construction and tournament tweak hospitality staffing run on large labor forces, often migrant or seasonal, and how a host treats and pays that workforce is itself a cost line, even when it never appears in a highlight reel. Qatar's 2022 build drew sustained international scrutiny over migrant worker conditions. North America's 2026 model leans on existing stadiums rather than new construction, which changes the build labor footprint. Even though match week hospitality and stadium staffing still depend on a large workforce, none of that labor cost shows up inside FIFA-owned commercial cycle target. It lives on a host country's books instead. One more reminder that FIFA ledger and a host's ledger are never the same document. Streaming fragments geography on top of that. A match free in one country can sit behind a paywall in another. Consumer surplus and FIFA revenue trade off at planetary scale, and soft power rides along with commercial rights. Worth noting without turning the show into foreign policy. Host rotation is geography wearing a balance sheet, too. FIFA bidding process weighs stadium infrastructure, financial guarantees, and commercial capacity when it picks a host. A joint bid across 3 countries spreads that infrastructure burden across more existing stadiums instead of concentrating new construction in one place. A financial choice as much as a geographic one. Territorial broadcast bundles run the same logic in reverse. They let FIFA maximize revenue across languages and platforms, which is why a match can be free in one country and paywalled in the cousin country next door. Name the price discrimination without needing a villain monologue. Britannica money and SportsPro explainers can orient you. Then you return to FIFA primary tables before you repeat any number as fact. Business press coverage that cites FIFA budget lines is useful secondary context and still requires verification against the source PDF. Viewers who can name broadcasting, sponsorship, and ticketing as distinct pillars already outpace most cup discourse online. Add hospitality and licensing as the 4th and 5th pipes once the primary documents show them. Then stop. Overclaiming FIFA every dollar path without citations is how explainers become propaganda. Viewer challenge. Pause the video and write FIFA top 3 revenue pillars from memory. Then check against the primary table you wrote down. Memory versus document is the habit this channel sells. Soft close. The cup is a product launch with 90-minute commercials. Your subscription, your sponsored sneakers, and your city's tax bill are 3 different SKUs in the same festival. Boardroom versus living room. FIFA cycle target is a boardroom number. Your cable bill and your city's hotel tax rate are living room numbers. The episode earns trust when it keeps translating upward and downward without pretending they are the same cell in one spreadsheet. When fans argue where does the money go, answer with pillars first, then host ledgers, then household pipes. That order prevents the conversation from collapsing into a single villain. So the next time someone asks where the World Cup's money goes, you have the frame: FIFA commercial engine, the host city's public ledger, and your own household pipes, 3 separate spreadsheets, 1 shared festival. Curious what your own host city pays, while FIFA banks those billions? Watch our host GDP breakdown next. Curiosity verse: 3 ledgers, no villains. Not financial advice. Thanks for watching.